We are actually getting a Game 7 for the NBA Finals this year. I mean, are you kidding me? When it became official that the Thunder were going to be playing against the Pacers for an NBA championship, I didn't think too much of it. I mean, I thought it'd be a decent series, but not a series that would go to 7 games. And that's no disrespect against the Pacers. It's just that the Thunder, who have had this legendary defense all season and all postseason, and of course, Shea being what he has been all year long, and this team being so good, have such a deep roster. I didn't think it would be much of a competition. I thought it would go maybe 5, maybe even 6 games. But not only did the Pacers prove me wrong, but this has been one of the most entertaining NBA Finals that we have had in maybe over a decade. I mean, there's just no getting around it. If you're a fan of basketball, if you're a pure fan of the game of basketball, this has been one of the most entertaining NBA Finals. I mentioned OKC's defense earlier, and once again, throughout this series, they have shined and they've shown how historic defensively that they have been. On top of that, we've been seeing some incredible team basketball from both teams. I mean, yes, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to do what Shai does. He's putting up like 25, 30 points basically every game, but it's the rest of the team that's just showing up and showing out. Same thing with the Pacers, where really not one player has been like the standout, standalone superstar. Tyrese Halliburton, even though he hit that crazy game winner in game 1, he hasn't really been that great this series. Pascal Siakam has been up and down. I mean, and even in game 6, he showed up and it mattered. It's just been very interesting, very engaging team basketball, and man, I have missed this. You're playing game 6 in Indiana, and Indiana just came out swinging, hitting the Thunder where it hurts, and the lead just grew larger and larger as the game went on. At least that's what it felt like. TJ McConnell, that energizer bunny that he always has been, feeding off of the crowd's energy and playing super well. And that man, Pascal Siakam, I don't know what happened to him before the game in that huddle. I don't know what kind of energy he was pulling in from the universe, but that man showed up when it mattered most today. Another impressive win by this Indiana Pacers team that has continued to defy the odds against some of these teams that we've seen. You know, some of these series that we didn't think that they would win, they continue to show up and do what they do. But now that leads us into game 7, the legendary line, game 7 of the NBA Finals. Who is winning? Who is coming out on top? Remember, it's an OKC. And the more I think about it, the more that I'm switching between the two teams, because again, it could go either way at this point. Neither one of these teams has really shown just pure dominance towards the other on a consistent basis. I mean, hell, Tyrese Halliburton was supposed to be hurt. This injury that he had was supposed to take weeks to recover from, and he came out playing super well. Or at the very least, he played well enough to the point where you didn't really think he was all that hurt. I'm not a fan of either team, but I'm just so excited to see how this is going to pan out. And speaking of how it's going to pan out, as much as I want to believe that Indiana has the momentum going into Sunday, going into game 7, I'm still going to go with the Thunder. I believe that they will win game 7 and win the NBA championship. But just for a second, could you imagine what people will say about this Thunder squad if they don't end up winning game 7? If they end up wetting the bed and the Pacers end up winning the whole thing? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, coming off of one of the greatest single seasons for any player that we have seen in recent memory, taking his team all the way to the NBA Finals and just not getting the job done in the game that mattered most. Could you imagine what would happen to the dude? He would be crucified online, especially if he didn't have a good game, which I don't expect to happen. I believe Shai Gilgeous-Alexander will have a very good game on Sunday. Not just him, I believe the entire team will have a very good game on Sunday. Same thing with the Pacers. I don't think there's going to be a blowout. I don't think there's going to be a one-sided game. I think it's going to be close. Regardless of which team wins, I can't say enough just how amazing this NBA Finals has been, how entertaining, how engaging, even though maybe the viewership numbers haven't been as good as years past. Maybe people, didn't have as much star power as they would have liked to have seen. This was just incredible playoffs basketball. I feel like I have to point that out because I've seen some talking heads on these big sports shows talk about how there aren't enough superstars, there aren't enough big names. I mean, these teams aren't that big or anything like that. And I just think that's so ridiculous and silly, especially when both of these teams have been so much fun to watch throughout these playoffs. It's just been so engaging, so electric, some great team chemistry on both sides, great defense, offense, some clutch moments as well. Quite literally, it's everything that you could possibly want in a finals matchup, and now we're taking it to a game 7. So with all that being said, please let me know in the comments who you think is winning on Sunday night. Who is going to be the 2025 NBA champion? And hell, throw in the finals MVP there too. I'd love to see what you guys think. So until next time, peace.